Sawadee Krap and welcome to another episode here for the FunKit and for MediaProf Reacts to AI. Again, it must be like the third time I'm doing like an episode on this, but I mean, the topic just doesn't die down, which is fair enough because I mean, it keeps catching on, I guess. Everybody's ChatGPTing, everybody's Bing chatting, or maybe not anymore because it's so creepy. So is it going to here to stay? Is it going to go away? I mean, I guess they can answer it right away. Yes, it's here to stay, of course. But is that it? Like, the thing which surprises, I think, people in the AI industry a little bit is like how much it caught on with the mainstream public and the media, of course. And more on this in a second. But if you've worked with AI, like myself and many others over the past years, decade, you're not surprised. And I talked about this on a previous episode. Like, it's not surprising, like, what happened to AI and how it works. It's surprising that, like, now all of a sudden it seems like everybody slept on it, and I was like, oh my god, this is so awesome, because I mean, we've been doing things like this forever. Now it's a bit faster, and it's just like fun to talk to ChatGPT, I guess, or to chat with Bing Chat until you're creeped out. But it's not a surprise that this works. Anyway, so just checking my notes, what I want to talk about, like, well, ChatGPT, AI in general, AI, it's not only for text, of course, and like you might have seen, like, for pictures, like DALL-E or Midjourney and so on, many more. Now there's also AI for videos, where you can just use text prompts to edit existing videos, for example, to create new videos. So yeah, what your imagination is your boundary, basically. There are no limits to it, more or less. We also saw that, of course, that Bing, Microsoft being like the main founder of OpenAI, right, which runs ChatGPT. So then Microsoft released Bing Chat, which is I try to like make it like dump it down a little also for myself to understand it. Not trying to be condescending, but as far as I understand, it's like a simplified version of ChatGPT, so it's easier to scale, I guess, and so that's what they used to release via Bing Chat, and then this went south quite fast, right? With like different journalists like having some really creepy discussions with the AI that wants to be alive and stuff like this, and telling someone that it loves him and all those things, and then like needing to kill people or something, and so. Is it now creepy? Yes, it's creepy. Also, I think the biggest problem here is that Microsoft just jumped the gun. They're like, okay, now Google is all in on like AI probably, and Apple and whatnot. So we have to keep being first to releasing like our AI chatbot and all those things. And maybe they should have like waited like 2 or 3 more weeks, month, to make sure that it's really bulletproof until they release it. Nevertheless, I think lots of interesting lessons learned from that. And nevertheless, ChatGPT, for example, is still cool, right? And I talked about use cases before, so I'm not going to repeat this now. If you want to hear like what I think in regards to academia, academics using it, students using it, I discussed it on previous episodes already. But now what I want to also talk about is, because it's related to what I do, like marketing communications and so on, teaching in that area, the impact of AI in communications, because quite frankly, I think the impact is going to be huge. I just gave a class, like a lecture to my students in the first year about like new media paradigms and shifting paradigms in media and so on. And we talked about like how communication changed based on media change as well. Like way back when you wrote letters and you put like more words into the letters because you couldn't send many letters. I mean, you could, but it's lots of work, and you have to go to the post office, and then you have to pay for it and send them, and then wait for a response. But it takes forever, so you put like lots of words in a letter. And this changed over time, right? So then you had emails, and emails gotten shorter because you can send more, so you don't have to make them as long. Messages have gotten even shorter. You don't even need to open your email client anymore. It just pops on your screen. It gets even shorter. We have like stickers to reply to, like on online chat or on WeChat or whatever. Any decent chat app that is not WhatsApp has stickers. swiping is communication, right? Double tapping is communication. So we move from like lots of words and less frequently to less and less words and way more frequently. And I think AI is gonna impact this as well. So, for example, if you search on something on Google, right, it will autocomplete your search. If you're typing something in your mail program, Gmail, it's gonna autocomplete, suggest like how to finish a sentence. That's gonna happen with all the chat software as well, in my opinion. And you're gonna Klaus Schwab, you're gonna like it. It'll suggest you what to answer, like yes. Right, so it already suggests, like if you click on stickers, for example, it shows you like the most used stickers or the most likely stickers that would fit, right? So then, so it's gonna keep doing those things with communication. So we're gonna automate communication even more, and we're not gonna be able to. I exaggerate, right, on purpose. We're not gonna be able to type or to have decent communications by ourselves anymore. We can already see that right now. After the pandemic, everyone can only communicate online, but not in real life anymore. So. Again, still exaggerating, but trying to make a point. And I think that's going to be the case even more so now with AI automating things, doing things for us. You don't even have to reply anymore. It's just like set up an auto routine. You could do this right now, right? You can set up an auto like responder, for example. You have auto responders for your email. You will have it for your chat too. Like it's going to be all automated responses to no extent. I'm all about new media, all about technology, but that's the impact of AI on the personal communication is gonna be a bit scary if you don't keep it at bay. The impact of AI in like professional communications, all the things I mentioned right now, automation and so on, is gonna make professional communication so much easier, way more targeted, way more personal. When it comes to PR, marketing, all those things, it's gonna be amazing, of course, from a marketing point of view. From a consumer point of view, a bit creepy. But also, as soon as a company doesn't do personalization anymore, personalized marketing, you're going to be like, "What the fuck, man? Don't send me those marketing templates." Because we're going to be used to like hyper personalized marketing. And I think that's going to be, it's already is important. It's going to be even more important because with AI, you can actually utilize lots of the data that's out there. It's not as complicated anymore as it used to be to utilize the data that you have of a client. There's going to be even more like third-party apps that will provide you with APIs to connect all those dots between like data, AI analysis, automated messaging, automation, and so on. So marketing is going to be way more hyper-personalized, and you're going to like it. Yes, that's still Klaus Schwab. So that's my quick takeaway here. I think I'm gonna have like a debate or something like this on that topic rather soon. I'll try to have it on the podcast. I'll try to make that work. That would be interesting. I hope I get the parties involved to agree on that, or maybe at least like have a guest on that. Let's see, because I think that topic is rather interesting. If you want, let me know in the comments. Or via email or on social media, it's at funkitpod or funkitpod@gmail.com. If there's interest, I'm happily breaking it down. Every time I talk about topics that I discuss in class, I don't want to go into too much detail because I feel like I don't want to bore the audience and my students. They have to listen to me for like 3 hours a week on those topics or even more. So I feel like I don't want to go into too much detail on those short podcast episodes. But if there's interest there, please do shout out. I'm happy to break it down and elaborate more, obviously. I'm also very curious like how AI is going to impact social media communication, not only like peer-to-peer, right, and messaging, but social media communication as a whole. Like we know that ChatGPT, for example, is like left-leaning, right? I mean, obviously, if you're created by like Silicon Valley, you have certain values implemented in it, right? What's being censored and so on. I heard on Joe Rogan podcast, I don't know who said it, but one of the comedians said that if you ask to write a joke about a man, it's going to be like some joke. If you ask ChatGPT to write a joke about a woman, it's going to tell you like why it's not a good thing. I'm not sure if that's true or not, like hearsay right now, but I wouldn't be surprised, unfortunately. Because the wokeness is a little bit embedded into it, which again, political correctness, if done right, we know not offending anyone is a good thing. In theory, it's just always used as like a way of censoring someone, right? So, but that maybe there should be like a whole different podcast episode discussion, like what's going to happen if you're all using censored AI? If the AI that we're using and we're relying on because it's so fun to get like all the answers so fast, if that AI that we're using is censored and just doesn't give you all the information, just doesn't give you all the history that you say, hey, I have to write an essay about some history thing and tell me the history of this and that, and then it just leaves out some of the history. Ever thought about that? Probably not, because you're like, yeah, it's cool, give me all the answers, I don't have to do stuff by myself. It's cool, but there are so many dangers to it, so many scary potential use cases to it, and I think we have to discuss it. And I will have this debate soon. I'll try to have it also in podcast form. If not, I'm going to try to either have someone from the debate also join me here on the podcast. If not, I'm going to do it by myself, but we're going to go all in on this topic. Let me know if you have anything in particular in this regard that you want to elaborate on, have elaborated on. What are your thoughts on AI and ethics, censorship, how it's going to change communication, all those things? I'm very interested to hear that, and we're definitely going to elaborate on this topic further sometime down the line. Probably very, very soon. All right, that's it for this week, very, very briefly. And again, any thoughts, ideas, questions, leave them in the comments. Send me an email, funkitpod@gmail.com, social media @funkitpod. I'm really looking forward to dive deeper into this topic. Until then, as always, stay safe, take care, like, share, subscribe, rate this podcast so we have a bigger discussion on all things AI, and we'll talk soon. Sawadee Krap.